Greetings from the Wasteland and welcome to our weekly check of some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. Again, this is just a tip of the iceberg type of video where we're covering just the highlights. There is so much stuff coming out that it would be difficult to go over everything. So if you'd like a look at the full list of upcoming releases, make sure you head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. Click on upcoming releases and you can see everything there is to see there. But right now, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights for Friday, December 16th, 2022. And we're kicking things off with a powerhouse Michigan group. This is I Prevail, coming out with their brand new album, True Power. Our description says this is a limited edition marbled blue LP pressing in a gatefold jacket from the platinum certified, twice Grammy nominated Michigan powerhouse I Prevail. This is their third full-length offering on Fearless Records, and this album, once again, produced by Tyler Smith, features stadium-sized riffs and unforgettable melodies that will camp out in your brain for weeks at a time. I just, again, love these descriptions. Now, it looks like there's at least two different versions of this to cover, the blue marble that we had talked about as well, but our distributor site says there's also a transparent blue-colored vinyl version, this one being an import as well. Now, there's a third, but I've got no other information on that, whether that's just a black vinyl version or could be another color variant in there that we're not seeing here. But if you're curious, give us a call here at the store and we'll try to track that info down for you. But price-wise, True Power by I Prevail. The transparent blue import version looks like it lists for about $42, and the marbled blue vinyl version comes in at a price of $23. So a big price difference there on those two. Something new also from Collective Soul. This is called Vibrating, coming on limited edition blue colored vinyl. Our description says that this is Collective Soul's long-awaited 2022 album release that sends the band's artistic spirit into the next stratosphere. So take that as you will, but Collective Soul always reliable for some great rock and roll. So Vibrating on blue vinyl, new stuff from Collective Soul, will list for about $29. Ask me why I'm including this one in here, and I'll simply say I don't quite know, but this is something brand new from the artist BTS. These guys are K-pop. Is that the proper term? Okay, a K-pop group. This is called Love Yourself, Her, an import as well. I guess K-pop. There's no other information on this, by the way, in our description. So I'm just kind of going from what I know. This could have been released digitally before, but now we're getting a vinyl version of this. And it's not cheap by any means here. List price for this BTS is $57. So if you gotta really love your K-pop to want to get into this, but hey, each to their own. So that is Love Yourself, new stuff, or newish stuff on vinyl from K-pop bigwigs BTS. Finally, new stuff from Denzel Curry. This is called Melt My Eyes, See You in the Future. This came out earlier this year, but now we're getting a vinyl version. Very specifically, we're getting an indie exclusive colored vinyl version of this, and that will list for about $26. No word exactly what that colored vinyl version is, but we'll find out soon enough. On the reissue front, we've got a lot of goodies to go through. First up is something from Todd Rundgren. This is called White Knight, a deluxe edition on silver vinyl. Now, this album was originally released in 2017, and it was Rundgren's 25th solo album. So this deluxe edition reissue will be on double LP vinyl, silver as we mentioned, and includes two bonus remixes. Our description goes on to say that this is a magnificent collaborative album from the veteran producer, pioneering performer, and legendary songwriter Todd Rundgren, featuring a stellar lineup of all-star guest performers, including the likes of Trent Reznor, Donald Fagen of Steely Dan fame, Joe Walsh of the Eagles, actually Joe Walsh of Joe Walsh, I'll go ahead and say that, Daryl Hall, Damn Funk, Joe Satriani, Robin, and many more. So the double silver vinyl deluxe edition of Todd Rundgren's White Knight will list at about $43. Another cool reissue, this one coming from Cleopatra Records. This is from the Cottonmouth Kings, and the album is Mile High. Double LP on red and blue vinyl. This is a reissue of the 2012 album. It was the 12th from the studio group. Features some guest appearances of the like-mind alt-hip-hop group Twisted, as well as Mickey Avalon, Saint Dog, and others on here as well. So Mile High by Cottonmouth Kings on red and blue vinyl lists for about $40. This is a tough one here for me because I like Primus, but they tend to be hot and cold, much like Zappa tends to be. And this is one of those colder ones, for me at least. You may dig it. This is Primus and the Chocolate Factory with the Fungi Ensemble. So this is Primus's take on, of course, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This came out several years back. So this gold edition LP comes in a golden foil jacket and is pressed on gold color vinyl to get your golden ticket, I guess. Limited edition, although they're not saying just how limited this is. So Primus's Chocolate Factory with the Fungi Ensemble, listing for about $36. A couple from Yes legend Rick Wakeman in the offing on the reissue front. The first being Songs of Middle-earth, music inspired by The Lord of the Rings. This is coming on red vinyl from Purple Pyramid and Cleopatra Records. Originally released in 2002, this album found Wakeman channeling his inner classical composer, crafting mesmerizing scores to vividly bring Middle-earth to life. So here's a chance to fulfill both your Rick Wakeman a la Yes and Tolkien fever at the same time by picking up Rick Wakeman's Songs of Middle-earth on red vinyl, double LP, listing for about $40. And the other Rick Wakeman offering is an album called 2000 AD, Into the Future, also coming from Cleopatra and Purple Pyramid. This one on purple colored vinyl. This is the first ever vinyl pressing of the 1991 studio album from one of classic rock's most celebrated keyboardists, the phenomenal Rick Wakeman. This is an instrumental album that showcases Wakeman both playing digital and analog keyboards, performing pieces written for a futuristic film festival on gorgeous purple vinyl. I don't remember this one, but heck, it looks kind of fun. So 2000 AD, Into the Future on purple vinyl by Rick Wakeman, listing for about $28. Yet one more Queen reissue this coming week. This is News of the World, coming from Hollywood Records. Limited edition 180-gram black vinyl pressing of Queen's 6th studio album. This one listing for about $30. A couple of Frank Zappa reissues on tap as well. First up, we have Grand Wazoo. This one listing for about $30. And we can also look forward to Waka Jawaka from Zappa. This one also listing for about $30 as well. One jazz reissue of note for the week of the 16th. This is The Genius of Modern Music from Blue Note's classical series. This is, of course, Thelonious Monk. A limited 180-gram vinyl pressing of the legendary jazz composer and performer. So Genius of Modern Music from Thelonious Monk, again, a part of the Blue Note classic series, listing for about $28. Here's one from the 80s Brit college rock-ish type of group, the Communards, and a reissue of Red. This was the second album released by the Communards in 1987. That's when that hit. And this reissue is on a double LP, colored vinyl, although it doesn't say exactly what color. I'd like to assume that it's red vinyl, but it is a double LP reissue of Communards Red, listing a little heavy at $54. Here's a cool one from They Might Be Giants in a reissue of Apollo 18. This was the 4th studio album released by They Might Be Giants, and this originally hit in 1992. It marked the first conscious effort by John and John to branch out away from their earlier sound, opting for more of a traditional rock and fuller arrangements on some of these songs. So it is a little bit different than your typical TMBG fare, but still fun nonetheless. Apollo 18, I do believe this is going to be on colored vinyl. Looks like a mixed color vinyl as well, listing for about $26. And we're not that far away from the lockdowns, but we're getting yet another version of Bo Burnham's Inside, the award-winning video and album set coming from the, I'm hesitant to call him a comedian, but let's just go with what they're calling him as well. But if you had a chance to see the Bo Burnham stuff on the streamers after the lockdowns, it is quite impressive. And a lot of these songs, again, hesitant to call them comedy because it's very, very biting social commentary contained within. Our description says that this contains the original 20 songs from the Grammy and Emmy award-winning special, plus 13 tracks from the outtakes and 13 score tracks as well, all housed in a stunning box set, including 3 dual cover LP jackets, printed inner sleeves, and individual translucent outer sleeves. All of this as well as a beautiful 24-page lyric booklet, a 12 by 12 art card, and 3 inside window clings. So if you're a big fan of Bo Burnham's work, this is a cool addition, but it's coming in a little heavy, listing for around $90. On the live and soundtrack front for the week of the 16th, we've got another from the Grateful Dead. This is Dick's Picks Volume 33 from 1976, recorded at the Oakland Coliseum Stadium in, of course, Oakland, California. So this limited edition 8 LP box set will list at a very hefty price of $275. Looks to be on black vinyl, but really a must for any Grateful Dead fan. Again, this is Dick Picks, volume 33, listing for about $275. A triple LP from the Weirdos from Ween. This is Paintin' the Town Brown, Ween Live 1990 through 1998. Our description says this is the first live album from Ween, released in 1999 on Elektra Records, and it was at that point a career retrospective, again up to that point, composed of recordings dating back to the band's very first duo shows up to their theater tour in support of the Malaks. This includes an infamous 26-minute version of Poop Ship Destroyer. So this is the first vinyl pressing in over 20 years from Ween. This is a triple LP on brown vinyl. So Ween's Paintin' the Town Brown live 1990 through 1998 lists for about $51. On the soundtrack front, just in time for Christmas, we've got Halloween Kills from John Carpenter, the original soundtrack. This is Red Fire pressed on cloudy clear with red and white splatter-colored vinyl housed in an alternate art packaging. So Halloween Kills, the original soundtrack, coming from Sacred Bones Records, listing for about $30. And another soundtrack, since we're heading into another Avatar movie release, apparently, here is the original soundtrack for the original Avatar on 180-gram black vinyl. A reissue of this double LP, this one coming from Music on Vinyl, listing at around $48. And finally, we've got a release from Elton John. This is called Step Into Christmas. This is a 10-inch EP, and I'm usually kind of hesitant to talk about these because as a record collector myself, 10-inch records can be a pain in the butt. But here we have one from Elton. This, according to our description, just in time for the holidays, Elton's classic Step Into Christmas is being reissued for the first time on festive red 10-inch vinyl, 180-gram, by the way, featuring the original B-side of Ho Ho Ho, Who'd Be a Turkey at Christmas, as well as 3 bonus tracks, including for the first time on record, Calling It Christmas by Elton and Joss Stone. So again, this is a limited edition 10-inch EP from Elton John, listing at about $22. And that is a quick check of some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you for Friday, December 16th, 2022. If you're local and you see something you'd like, please contact us here at the store and we can take care of an order for you there. Or if you'd like to, just head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com and you can peruse all of the selections and possibly even pre-order from there as well. Until next week, thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to you the next time from the Wasteland.